This video is all about what adverbs look like in Latin and how to compare adverbs. Adverbs describe verbs, and so one of the good things about an adverb is it's never going to change its ending. It never has to agree with a different case, so once you know an adverb it always stays with that same ending. If we look at the adverbs pulcher and tutus, these kind of adverbs, you're going to find them either with an E or with an O. So pulchre is beautifully and tuto is safely. And that will never change. So pulchre will always be beautifully. Whenever you say beautifully, it will always end in E. With fortis and celer, these are third declension adjectives, and these adjectives always end in ter. So fortiter means bravely, and celeriter means quickly. In many ways, they're much easier to spot in a sentence. So my four English sentences here: she sang beautifully, he came home safely, he ran quickly, and he fought bravely. Pulchre cantavit, tuto rediit, celeriter concurrit, and fortiter pugnavit. When we compare adverbs, the same basic rule applies, that there will only ever be one ending. We saw with, for example, fortior, that fortior would become fortiorem if it's describing regem. Fortissimus would become fortissimum if it's describing regem. But with adverbs, that never changes. Adverbs describe verbs, and so they don't change case. What we do for a comparative adverb is, instead of having IOR, we just change that to IUS. So more bravely is fortius. More beautifully is pulchrius. So she sang more beautifully, pulchrius cantavit. When we want to make the superlative, we just add an E. So the us ending of the superlative is changed to an E, and that becomes the superlative adverb. Fortissime, very bravely. Pulcherrime, very beautifully. There is a very common Latin phrase that we should talk about at this point, which is using quam followed by a superlative adverb. And these mean as something as possible. So with quam celerime, that's going to mean as quickly as possible. The superlative adverb plus quam becomes as something as possible. Similarly, quam fortissime, as bravely as possible. So to summarize, quam plus the superlative, as something as possible. IUS always means more somethingly. An E on the end of a superlative means very somethingly, so fortissime, very bravely. And the adverb itself, just in its positive form, fortiter, bravely, pulchre, beautifully.